There's a lot of that in this film.
Welcome to your doom. Shut it and get over here. Massive uppercuts!
Hello and welcome to the JabJab Show. My name was on the opening titles just then. This is my review for Independence Day Resurgence. Now again, this film is directed by Roland Emmerich, directed the first one. Includes Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, Jesse T. Usher as Will Smith's son, because Will Smith didn't want to do this film for various reasons. Might get later. And it's set 20 years after the first one, and the promotions, the billboards and the quad posters and whatever were saying 20 years later the aliens have been waiting for revenge, basically. So here we go. So the story is, aliens come back to get revenge, and we fight back. That's in a nutshell, That's what it is. It's, story-wise, it's very similar to the first one. It's just they come back and get it. So, yeah, that being said, obviously it shares a lot of commonalities, if you will. That's a word, I think, with the first one. It's very, quite cheesy, rousing speeches. There's kind of nonsense disaster movie style sequences in there. And if you didn't like the jingoism and the America fuck yeah kind of thing of the first one, well, yeah, you're not gonna like this one either. So if you like shit blowing up, yeah, you get Roland Emmerich to do it, because if you see his films, especially the first Independence Day in 2012, there's a whole host of films he's done in the past where he just blows stuff up. This is spoiler free. I should have said that at the start. Spoiler free. Stop panicking. I'll tell you some things are in it, but I'll not tell you who and why and wherefore. Anyway, so stop panicking. In this film, there's a series of sequences that I find maybe a bit too silly. Despite the fact that it's a disaster movie and all the rest of it, you get the whole cheesiness and the whole, like I said previously. But there's a scene with a fishing trawler. There's a character, in a fishing trawler, escaping these capsized massive ocean liners or something. Big tidal waves happening. This all debris flying about on the things. And there's a bit towards the end where there's a school bus, a bunch of people on a school bus escaping from this thing, and so it sets its tone very daft. And there's a scene at a hospital where one of the characters says to another character who's, I guess, just giving birth, "I'll be right back. I'm going to save you," and so on. This is, everything's crumbling around them. Everything's crumbling. So this one nurse is, I'm not saying who it is, but this one nurse rescues this one woman who she said moments ago, "I'm going to save you," and things. She gets to the rooftop and all that with this one woman with a newborn, and she looking for to get help, basically, and I'll see some helicopters in the background and so on. I just made me think, yeah, all right, you're being heroic by saving this one person, but what about you in a hospital? I'm guessing there's other people there. It just seems to me like it's kind of heroic, but what about everyone else? Why go to the roof when all this is happening above you and everything's, seriously, it just, things like that, it makes it too stupid. The characters' motivations sometimes are a bit too silly. You've got people who are like, I'm not sure the rankings, but they're very high up. They're in the same room as the president, and some things happen, and they basically blow this little this thing up on the moon, this alien. Imagine it's an alien thing. They blow it up, and the line is something like, someone asks them, "Oh, are we going to go in and check who it was? What's happened to it?" And then one guy goes, "There's no need to. Our sign says no life form, so we don't need to." And I thought, well, that's a bit of a stupid kind of thing. As in you've not learnt from 20 years ago, because they make a big deal about this 20-year anniversary thing. This film opens up on the 20th anniversary thing, this of the invasion and all the things what's happened, and that's when the handy voiceover just to smooth over the kind of like what's happened in the meantime and so on. Now you would have thought, being the day it is, there would be kind of a bit wary, and also just in general, what's this big thing there that's just come into a thing, and it looks like it could either be friendly or angry or whatever, and I just thought it's a bit of a that's someone so high up, next to the president, mates of the president or something, who says, "Oh, we don't need to do anything with that. Nah, don't worry about it. We blew it up, yeah." And just a lot of too gung ho with a lot of things, and I just felt like they're just stupid. You're the president. You're the president age and stuff, and you're just so blasé. As I said before, Will Smith isn't in this film, but I think he cited the fact he don't want to do too many sequels, and he had a bad experience filming After Earth. So read into that what you will. But and he wanted to work on Suicide Squad. It's out later this year. But in his place is his son, played by Jesse T. Usher. Will Smith's wife from the original is back. And there's also Liam Hemsworth and various... Well, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of returning characters as well. And to be honest, I felt Liam Hemsworth, Jesse T. Usher as Will Smith's son, and the various people around that group, there's nothing to them. They're a bit too... kind of bland. They're likable, I guess. I don't know. It just didn't have that kind of screen presence as, let's say, Will Smith or Bill Pullman's back. Yes, and he's very good. I like Bill Pullman in this. Jeff Goldblum's great in this film. He's the one person, especially in his relationship with his dad as well. It's like. They've not. It's just they're going to be like that for the rest of time, aren't they? They're kind of going up against each other and so on. I like that stuff. Their relationship is probably the best thing about this film, to be honest. There's also a guy, an African warlord. It explains, the origins, of this character, and he comes to help the resistance, fighting the aliens and so on. But, he tools up. He's got 2 machetes. And I initially thought, well, that's no good. You're alright in close combat, perhaps, but these things got lasers and stuff. They got fast air, spacecraft and whatever. What a machete's gonna do? He's like, you might as well have Jason Voorhees there or something. He's alright in close combat, but they've got guns. What are you gonna do? So, I had trouble with that character, as in he didn't really do that much, and he has this line. He's saying, "You've got to kill them. You got to get them from behind," which I don't know. It reminded me of it's like an old video game boss or something where you go through the level. There's a boss at the end where there's a flashing red bit on this boss, and that's the bit you need to hit. It's like the aliens can't have that simple a flaw, surely. They can't say, "Oh, as long as you hit them anywhere on the back of them, they're gonna die." It just seems a bit silly. Like that's the only way to kill them. Which obviously, if you watch the first one, it's not the only way to kill him. It's just a bit weird how he comes, he's so certain in it and say, "Oh yeah, that's you got to get him from behind." So there's that. Okay, I'll say. He didn't really, once he became part of the resistance, I thought, well, he didn't really have enough to do. A lot of these characters are just there. just hanging around and stuff. There's some comic relief characters, and like I say, some returning characters that are overly eccentric, perhaps. So a lot of them are just like, including this African warlord, which is weird. He's just there. I don't feel he justifies the amount of close-ups and mid-shots he has in the film, because, like I say, he just gets a gun, and that while it's shooting, he just gets a gun, and the machetes are gone now. So he does have his moment of glory as such. He slides under an alien, he goes smash. Now, it's just fine, I guess, but there's it just felt like they didn't know what to do with him. They established him, and I didn't really know what to do with a lot of these characters in the film. The film and the promotion makes a lot of the fact it's been 20 years since we kicked their ass and all the rest of it, and they're angry and they're coming back. So 20 years, you got to think, alright, what's their technology going to be like now? You think, because they were more advanced than us then, what are they going to be able to do now? And to be honest, apart from having a fucking huge spaceship, mothership, which I'll go on about a bit later, like, they've still got the same technology. I thought they would have. Even going into this film, I thought, right, alright, obviously I know what they were capable of doing technology-wise and so on in the first one, so I'm thinking 20 years time, and plus they want to get revenge, show the technology we used in the first film wasn't good enough, or wasn't, so we need to up the ante, really, like, loads. The weaponry they have and the technology they have in this film, 20 years after the first one, could be like that. We couldn't comprehend the kind of weapons and stuff. We can't, in even filmmaking, even CGI, it would make us kind of, our heads blow up. We couldn't, it's literally mind-blowing what they can do to us. That's what I thought could happen. I don't know how you would possibly visualize it, but I thought maybe they could be so far advanced, because like they were in the first one, be so far advanced again, even though I don't know if the aliens anticipated us using their technology from 96 to fuse our technology. I didn't know if they anticipated that. It doesn't really say much about their intellect or anything. I'm just saying it's a bit, I expected a bit more, kind of vaporize, or at least melt people or something like that, or just a gun, like a cerebral bore, the one in Turok 2. It just like scrambles our brains. Just like, it's one of the best weapons in the in video games. So going back to the spaceship they come in, it's ridiculous. Shit, how did they not see that coming like they did in the first one? This is massive. It's stupid. It's a size. It's like the sixth of the world's surface, not just Stockport surface, the world's surface. It's hovering. You see a picture of planet Earth, and a ship just engulfing a fucking continent. Seriously, it's like the size of North America or something. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I just found it a bit too silly, And you got to think, how many aliens are on this thing? How, and I'm not going to spoil the ending, but there's elements of aliens. When they said certain things in the film and all that's it immediately made me think of the film Aliens. Let's say people have seen this might not know what I mean, but I'm not sure of the hierarchy of the kind of the aliens, if there's just a lot of like worker ants, so to speak, and there's one massive, like a manager. I'm not going to say the actual term they use, don't want to spoil it. But, I don't know the hierarchy, but it seems to me like they got rid of the manager and they just go, like, they're just completely rudderless. They've got no idea. They've got these worker aliens, they don't have an idea apart from killing. They can't strategize. There's no lieutenants. There don't seem to be any kind of people. Just like low-level aliens who are just there to murder people. And there's a manager alien. I nearly said it then. There's a main one, so to speak, and there's nothing in between. So does this main one or hold all the answers, all the plans, all the instructions, because it seems the way certain things transpire, it just makes me think, I would have thought maybe you'd get a bunch of these aliens. Like I say, this thing is huge, this spaceship. Law of averages mean, seriously, there must be thousands, if not millions or something on this ship. I just found it was strange that out of these millions of, thousands, millions, whatever, of these aliens, can't some of them say, oh, fuck this, we're gonna kind of avenge certain things and just go against protocol? Considering the fact that it's got a huge spaceship and all these aliens and all big dogfights. I mean, don't get me wrong, the dogfights were good. It's stuff we've seen before. And let's say what I said before, Voldemort knows how to blow shit up and so on. There is a silly shot at the end, like to represent Paris. When at the end, which I'm not gonna spoil, but I just think, oh, come on, that's the first thing to go. I know they're using a certain monument in Paris to represent that place. It seems to be like a visual shorthand, but that would be the first thing to go. Logically, that would be, I say. But I say apart from the shot in Paris, it seems more just the Americans involved. There's a couple of shots of some guys, some people under a tent, doing something, or at least listening to the radio, what's happening and so on. But it just seems like, like in the original, where there's like certain parts where they cut to different countries, their military, like the British go, oh hello, we need to attack the aliens. Oh, Bullywell. That's not even, that's a rubbish accent. You'd have thought as an English person I'd be able to do it better, but there we go. But what I'm saying is it's an odd thing, because considering the significance of the 20th anniversary of this thing, you would have thought they would have had more countries involved in it, because obviously it's an alien invasion. If it happened in real life, that shit would be all over the news. Every country would know about it, like any major disaster kind of thing. But if aliens come and attack us and stuff, be all over the place. And with the significance of the 20th year of this happening, and they got a big celebration thing in America about this, I strikes me as odd that when the aliens do come back, it just seems to, just focus, I'll say 95% on the Americans, like Liam Hemsworth and co, and Jeff Goldblum or whatever, just to sort them out. I don't know, it didn't make me angry as such. I just felt it's a bit odd to do that, to make that decision. A few issues, like I've mentioned before. The acting is very in the style of a Saturday matinee film, much like the first one. It's very gung-ho, very American. Don't have a problem with that myself. It didn't feel they did enough with the story to differentiate the story, with it, and the actors are not as charismatic as Will Smith. There's a big Will Smith shape missing from this film, kind of thing, and I just felt it was kind of, it was okay, if you like shit blowing up and whatever, it's fine, but there's only so many times you can watch it. Certainly with the Roland Emmerich films. So them's my opinion. What's yours? And yours and yours? Tell me down there. Like, subscribe, comment, all the rest of it, and tell your friends and everything. And in the words of the new Cyrus, send the word.